The opinions made in this video do not necessarily coincide with that of Imaginary Goddess, or anyone else for that matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, here with a trial deck profile. I got my Ritual of Dragon Sorcery cards with somehow more ineffectual protagonist than Chrono, which is a pretty low bar to fall under. I mean, this guy's a Limbo champion. But what we see here is a Shadow Paladin. It's got Drag Wizard Luard in the front. Wait, is it Drag Wizard? Drag Driver? Drag Heart. Ah. There's like Drag Wizard, Drag Dragon? Drag Dragon? Is that a thing? I think it's going to be a thing, guys. Yeah, let me open it up. Let's take a look. I mean, there's not much else to say about the outside of the box. It's got pictures of aforementioned Kazuma, who at least has the ability to have a memorable name. Somehow. I don't know. This is what it looks like on the inside. Let's take a look at the first one. Come on. Don't do this to me. See more of this, which is pretty cool. We still have no idea. Do we know what the villain's doing? No. Okay. Plotting. He's plotting.
Waiting for that Nabutama support.
My villainous scheme only requires an update from Bushy Road. And I'm sure there's like an email going on. Do we want this dick to really get support so we can like turn the world into darkness or something? Oh yeah, Nubutama is scheduled.
Yep.
Yep. You know, you got to make that money even in the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
You got to be on the right side of the apocalypse.
All right. Here we have. Why am I doing it like this? No, it's fine. Here's what it looks like. Actually, this ain't a bad one. As far as they go, the blue is a pretty cool color. With solid damage zone, this, G-zone. And explanations for everything as well as strats. Oh, gotta get those strats. Kazuma Shoji. There, I can read the moon runes. Huh. We have a clan card here. I actually really like these things, and I do collect them. With Drag Wizard Luard on them. It looks pretty sweet. Like it helps get the knowledge of the clan symbol out there, as well as sort of like clan colors and whatnot. I kind of wish they had them sooner back in the day. So first off we have Drag Heart Luard. He is the ace of this deck. His ability is Auto Vanguard Ritual 3, which is active when 3 or more grade 1s are in the drop zone. Choose 2 normal units from the drop zone and put them in the bottom of the deck in any order. Now, interestingly enough, if you only have 4 grade 1s, it still activates the ability. At the beginning of the ride phase, pay the cost. If you do, until end of turn, stride without paying the cost of your next stride. Now, it's dumb only having 4 grade 1s in here, but, you know, it's something that can happen. And you just got to be prepared. Then we have Auto Vanguard Counterblast 1. Choose a rearguard and retire it. During your turn when your G units stride, pay the cost of you search your deck for up to 2 grade 1 or less cards. Call them the separate rear guards and shuffle your deck. This is what Claret Sword kind of should have been. And it's a damn shame that he didn't. Claret Sword is a card that will forever be forgotten in Vanguard. And as an example of a card that got out of date way too fast. Like, sure, it was a $10, $15 card for a while when it was the only stride break Shadow Paladins had, and you know, while Diablo, everyone was kind of off Diablo, but then Diablo was like, yeah, I'm still pretty good, guys. And jeez, Vortimer. And now this guy, so you won't really see too much Claret Sword. Now, Claret Sword does work with this guy, but again, it's one of those things where it's he's still inferior to a lot of different cards, especially with some of the support that's coming out here that I do enjoy. Then we have the Stride that comes with this deck, Dark Dragon, Carnivore Dragon. Carnival. Act, Vanguard, circle once per turn. Choose a rearguard and retire it. Just so you guys know, you kill 2 rearguards for both of these guys' skill, but you gain 2 back. So, it basically pays for its own ability, and this one as well. Choose the retire it. Your opponent chooses 2 of his or her rearguards and retires them. If they could not return 2 cards, by the way, they must do it. So in other words, if they have 2 cards that they can retire that are not resist, if they have, like, let's say that they have a 8K and a 10K for some reason because they're playing fucking Zodiac Time Beasts, they have to retire those 2. And then if they cannot, choose 3 units in your front row and they get plus 4K. So basically your front row gets plus 4K, which isn't enough to push a 16K column past 21, but it's enough to make a 9K or a 11K more than an attack by itself. It just is a booster sort of thing. Rex tried that as well, but the problem is that the Rex archetype only has 1 support card and then a 10K, and then it's kind of shitty for the rest of it. Crest Vicious Dragon, there's 4 of them in this deck. Auto Vanguard Rearguard, Ritual 3, as before. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if this is boosted, plus 3K. It is an 11K, so it's a 14K when boosted, which plus a 7K is a 21K column, which is probably why it's here. However, it is a terrible, terrible card to put on your Vanguard compared to Loard. That's why everyone should buy 2 of the trial decks. Thank God we're not in an era where you had to buy 4 of the fucking trial decks at once. I'm looking at you, Legion Meta. I'm J'accuse Legion Meta. Do you remember Legion Meta trial decks, Chris?
Yeah, they're terrible.
They were terrible.
Wait, was there? Was there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You had to get Seeker,
Photon.
Seeker, Photon, and Percival, Aglavale. And you had to buy 4 of each.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, that was just trial decks before G.
Yeah, that was just trial decks before G.
That was Bushiroad being greedy.
And they got a lot of my money.
Greed.
They got a lot of my money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. In fact, I regret.
What did I do? I couldn't stop at 2. I had to buy 4.
Exactly. I needed 4 of each. Auto Vanguard Rearguard. And what's funny is the grade 3s in that thing. Like you had 1 of the Legion grade 3s and then 4 of the generic Legions.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, like, except for actually no, I'm going to take that back. All of them were shitty.
Yeah.
You got it for a grade 2, 1 grade 2 that you got.
Yep.
In every
They were not
one.
playable by themselves.
They were not playable by themselves either.
They just weren't.
Nope. Anyway, when Vanguard Rearguard G-Break 1, when this unit attacks Vanguard, plus 4K. Now this is a card I've been seeing more of. It is a plus 4K when it attacks, and then it gets a secondary skill that works off the archetype. Act Vanguard Rearguard, Ritual 3 when they're... choose one of your rears, retire it, gets another plus 4K. It's 10K. So, basically this is a card that they're like cloning across all of them. Just because I think that they want people to run cheap, secondary grade 3s that isn't always accessible. However, honestly, a lot of them, especially like, even just comparing like these two, it's slightly, it's one of those things. It's like this guy doesn't need G-Break, and a lot of cards are coming out that don't need G-Break because they finally realize that having it as a restriction and then having everyone stride all the time. It's not really a restriction at that point. Demon World Castle Eingang, 10K. Direct Owlner Debahara. I don't think that's the proper word for someone who trains owls. Like I guess it's like from Falconer, but I don't think it works that way. But you know what? I don't know. I've never met an owl trainer. Choose a card from your hand, discard it. When this unit is placed on rearguard, the number of rearguards is more than or equal to your opponent's rearguards. You may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. Basically, this is a drop draw. which is good for ritual decks, as they will speed up ritual because you drop a grade 1. Let's say you run Swordbreakers, which is going to get reprinted, so don't buy them now. But basically, you drop a Swordbreaker in your hand and draw a card. Like that's like one of the best uses I can think for it. Drag Wizard, Leophile. Fail? Fail.
He's quite the fail.
He is a bit of a fail. Act Rearguard. Once per turn, G-Break 1. Soul Blast 1. Choose another Rearguard in the same column as this unit and retire it. Draw a card. Auto Rearguard Ritual 3. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 2k. Like, the only good thing about this guy is that you can choose, like, your booster, kill it, and then still attack for 11k. And draw a card, of course. But, like, I keep telling people, and I don't know if anyone's actually listening to me about this, but just because you can switch out cards and, like, kill things to draw new cards, does not mean that you will get necessarily a better card than you have. If you, like, let's say that you're playing a deck that runs 4 of the AKs for some generics for some reason. You kill it, you choose it, choose the AK, kill it, draw a card, you could draw the other AKs. Like, it doesn't help you. All it does is mill your deck faster. And the Soul Blast 1, it's like, technically, with this card on G-Break, you could get Ritual instantly by striding Luard, then using his skill. But still, because you Soul Blast is grade 1, in case nobody got that. He's just not worth playing for a lot of things. Like, if you want to run a Drag Wizard deck, yeah, he's worth playing. But honestly, I will not be running him in any of my decks as of now. Bladeproof Knight Yogal. He is a 10k interceptor for G-Break. I mean, a 15k interceptor for G-Break 1. Seeing these guys run around a bit is actually kind of good because it gives people a generic, safe choice. But at the same time, this guy doesn't have resist, and there are cards out there that have resist. And our interceptors, like guard things like the fucking Eagle for Royals. Drag Wizard Nyes. Auto Ritual 3. When this unit is placed on Rearguard from deck, this unit gets plus 2k. So it's a 9k booster. That's alright. Auto Rearguard G-Break 1. Counterblast 1. Choose one of your other Rearguards, same column as this unit, and retire it. At the end of battle, this unit boosts and pay the cost if you draw a card. So basically, like, if you use it with fucking Leophile, so it's like, let's say this is a 20k 20k column, right? So you swing, and let's say you use his ability then you can kill Leophile for her skill and draw, break even yet more times. Because all that is a break even. In fact, because you counterblast for it, it's kind of a negative. Again, not a card really worth playing. The 9k booster is nice, and I suppose if you're running a deck that runs a lot of 12k, or runs these guys, that's fine. But again, not really worth it, especially in a deck that plays Aura Killer Mew. Meow. Meow meow. Auto Rearguard G-Break 1 meow. When this unit boosts, you may have the boosted unit get plus 4k. If you do, retire this unit at the end of battle. Again, a card that you can't really play because it minuses itself too hard. Puzzled Owlner Clothroot. There's 4 of these. Ritual 3. When this unit is placed on Rearguard from anywhere, choose one of your other units and it gets plus 3k until end of turn. Now, this is another clone that's been showing up recently. I want to say that Aquaforce was one of the first ones, and generally it involves a horse. You place it, you give something plus 3k. And I think they're moving cards like this and this guy into sort of like the generic every clan has one except Mega Colony. Which works to a point, but again, there's so much other support that you could be running, and plus 3k only helps if you also run this guy for a 21k at 18k, because he killed like this for it instead of boosting, I guess. I don't know. We have 4 perfect shields. Oh wow, we actually have 4 perfect shields. That's actually pretty great. How many grade 1s? 4, 8, 11, 15. 15 grade 1s in this. This is a perfect shield. Demon World Castle Vorboygen. The Demon World Castle deck is coming together, boys. Auto, choose a card from your hand, discard it. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, choose one of your units being attacked, and that cannot be hit until end of battle. So in other words, it's even a generic perfect guard that can guard your front row and stuff. And we get another Hallow. Drag Prentice. I'm waiting for Drag Dragon. Drag Prentice, Root. Auto, G-Break 1. Counterblast 1, put this card in the soul when this unit is retired for rearguard for a cost or effect. So in other words, you can run it with Dark Distress Dragon. Yeah. Finally, Dark Distress Dragon's getting support.
I don't know who Dark Distress is.
He's Counterblast 3, Soul Blast 3.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Bonkai.
Yeah, it's Bonkai. Bonkers. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose a unit and it gets +5 guy.
That's Spanish for dumb as shit.
Then we have 4 crit triggers, 2 Drag Princess Max. I really love her art. It is very cute. Then we have 2 Night of Craving Brian. Totally?
Donkey.
Shrek. Abyss Grail. Okay. And then 2 more Howls, which are go into Soul plus 3k to rearguard. Honestly, you mostly use Owl. Mostly use the Owl for soul charging so that you can use Dark Distress Dragon. Or Aura Geyser or any other card that requires soul. I've won a game through Distress Dragon before. It was hilarious. The guy had a full field, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna Dark Distress you this turn, and then next turn I'm gonna Diablo you. And he's like, you're crazy. I'm like, damn straight I'm crazy. I wiped my field and his. Suck it. And I did win that game. We got him. We did it. We built the wall with a pile of dead Shadow Paladin corpses, which is disturbing. So yeah, that is the trial deck. I'm actually going to check to see whether I get a special edition one here real quick. And honestly, the trial deck is only good for the fact that you get Luards and Carnivore Dragon. Like Carnivore Dragon, and no. Like Carnivore Dragon is a good first stride. Like if you're not running Aura Geysers, you can run Carnivore Dragon. It ain't bad. But sadly, like most of the deck is worthless. Like I don't usually say it's worthless, but this is pretty worthless. Like if you can get your drag, you should just buy, a couple if you want to buy the Luards and the Carnivore Dragons. But you can't really run this deck. There's so many different better choices to choose than all of these cards. I mean, Hira, she's probably one of the most useful ones. Just because, and this is for Demon World Castle decks. But it's still just a drop draw. And you have to have more than or equal to the number of your opponent's rearguards to use her. So, which is weird, because for Shadow Paladins, you usually have less rearguards. I guess it's before everything happens. I mean, Leo Fail is just bad. Like, him and Nyes is just bad. Like, he's generic, so, it's not his fault. But just the fact that you kill one of your own units and draw a card is basically a drop draw. Except you waste, like, a crit trigger from your hand. Or a grade 3 or something like that. You're not doing anything with it. I'm like, sure, there's the argument that you can get the ritual really fast with this guy, but at the same time, at what cost? You might as well just toss down 3 grade 1s for stride. Bam. You did it, boys. It's crazy. She's worthless. And she even uses a counterblast, too. That makes it even worse. If it was a soul blast, I'd actually consider running her just because I take a grade 3, I attack with the grade 3, I no longer need the grade 3, I can kill the grade 3. But no, it's a counterblast, and counterblasts are very scarce in this deck. I mean, not scarce in this deck because it's shitty, but like in a deck that actually functions or is top tier, it'll use more counterblasts. She's too generic to use. Like, he's a perfect shield, and he's a good perfect shield, But the Legend deck had fucking the main, which is a drop draw, perfect shield, and you draw first.
Legend deck also costs like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but this was...
And one deck comes with 4 perfect shields.
I know, right? It comes with 4 perfect shields. I now have 8 perfect shields. I can finally build the Demon World Castle deck that I've always dreamed of.
Now we just need a Morgan Rot for Demon World Castle. So
That's true.
it's complete.
Absolutely. And all the Demon World Castles are like intercept, get plus 5k. So
Yes.
the defense on this deck...
Donner slag.
Donner slag. I'm just trying to think of good things to say about it. Like, this card is terrible, except under certain circumstances where he's great. Like, with Dark Distress Dragon. And you guys might be like, Ben, you're crazy, and I'm like, damn straight. And her art is pretty great, too. And if you didn't pick up Hal in the 3 other times that you could have gotten it, you get another shiny one.
There's only one pretty good Hal. That was in the Legend deck.
What? I thought there was another one.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, if you missed it in the Legend deck, you can get it now. And by the way, you can buy the Legend deck cards for like 30 cents a piece. Except for Diablo. Because everyone keeps forgetting that Diablo's actually a little bit OP. No, he's fine. He's balanced. He's fine until somebody abuses his mechanics. He's fine. He's fine. Alright guys, this is the Shadow Paladin deck. Again, the Wards and the Carnivores are probably the best cards, but if you don't have triggers, if you don't have perfect shields, and perfect shields for Shadow Paladins are always expensive, you could do a lot worse for yourself. There is a set coming out, set 9 coming out in a week. It will be much better with the cards in the set 9. Especially one of the triple rares and a couple other cards. And I will, of course, be doing a video about that. This has been Wheeler, State of Play 2.5. Shadow Paladin Trial Deck Review. Like, comment, and subscribe. Imagine your goddess. And if you would, please sacrifice virgins to the goddesses. They would be grateful. Have a good night.